Okay, welcome back. I'm here to show you the sort of next iteration of my Euro 2020 research in regards to finding some value with Sorare cards ahead of the big tournament. You'll recall, well, you might if you watched it, I suppose, I did the goalkeeper edition and just trying to find some value in terms of who was projected to be the starter and just how much they're going for in Sorare. In that time, about a day later, it was Silas and got COVID, so he's out. Kroll has actually moved into the top spot, but we can't even buy Kroll anyway. So these things happen quickly. These videos can become dated very almost instantly. But anyways, let's move on into award winners. So you might be wondering why award winners? What does that have to do with Sorare? Well, I don't profess to be an expert or an analyst or a scout or player personnel individual or anything. So I rely on data that exists and ways in which I can put different pieces of data together to uncover some market opportunities. So, one of those is with awards. And what I mean by that, so there's the very obvious fact that if somebody wins an award, they probably had a good tournament. And if they had a good tournament, they probably got you points in your week-to-week tournaments, as well as their value should be increasing if you were to try and on-sell them. But then the second piece is that with something like award winners, you have access to the betting shops and the odds that they put on them. And, they have far more money than me. They have far more staff than me. They can analyze these situations, and they want to put the best odds forward to entice, obviously, bettors, but also create what I see as sort of a fair summary prior to the tournament of who should be the ones to watch out for. So I rely on that. It gives me a bit of an insight into who I should be peeking at and seeing if there's some opportunity. So let's dive into that. Let me zoom in a little. I've got these two kind of side by side, but so this is one table. So kind of ignore this over here. This is odds to win top goal scorer. The grayed out guys are obviously the ones that Sorare doesn't carry yet. So we can see here, obviously, player country, odds to win. This is from Betway, although they've taken it down now. So maybe they're revising it over after some of these friendlies over the last few days and some of the finalized rosters. But regardless, we can look at this and see the odds to win. It goes from most likely to least. And I kind of added this like odds to make the semis. I figured that gives a player enough matches to and likelihood to score goals and be amongst that top. These are sort of maybe offset slightly or at least correlated in that I would imagine that the numbers that the bookies have put into this place or set this kind of are factoring in how likely the team is to advance. Having said that, if we look at the history of top goal scorers by tournament and the matches that they played, we actually see, Griezmann was kind of more what you'd expect, a club that played the maximum amount of matches and their, top forward potted the goals. But look at the tournament before. I mean, we had, not only was it a low amount and we had 6 players vie for that, we also had 2 of them only play 3 matches. So didn't even get out of their group stage and they still landed in this kind of joint top goal. So, that's a bit unique. I guess it happened here as well. But I think we're looking for somewhere around 5 goals, I would imagine. And sheer numbers, the more games you play, the better chance you have at that. So, that's why I kind of put these in here. There's no like multiplier effect or anything. It's just more to look at maybe what the likelihood of the team success is. And then this is the likelihood of the players success in scoring. And then here's the 2-week average of price. I think they're all rough, or most of them are 2-week averages. Where there isn't one, I've used one of the other prices, maybe the current price or the 1-month average. If we look at this, I mean, if you got money to spend, I mean, you don't need to watch this video to know that these are some top players to target. I like looking for the value. That's sort of the game I'm playing. So if you're with me on that, Morata is an obvious one for me. I mean, Spain should be, one of the clubs that could be in the final, certainly in the final 4. And 0.2 ETH right now. Actually, I think I have them up. So 0.27. and someone's selling them at right now. But even like over the last sort of month or so, you're seeing, let's see if this is, you're seeing something in that kind of low 0.2 range. That's pretty exciting for me, and obviously a player that that should maintain some value after the tournament. If we go a bit further, these guys are probably a bit overpriced in terms of, I mean, not for their caliber, but just in terms of if you're looking for somebody who's going to score a lot of goals, and you're spending this kind of money, you're probably paying for some of those up there. Yilmaz, great value, and could be one of those ones like here where maybe only plays 3 or 4 matches for Turkey, but should be their leading scorer. And he's a bit older, so maybe his last tournament, and may not maintain value going into the summer and into the new season as much, but certainly if you're looking for someone to score some goals and win you some weekends, or win you some tournaments over the next month, that's a decent find. You can have a look here. The link to this is below, by the way, so check it out for yourself. I have both of these two in the same link, so check out the tab. Jota is kind of interesting. I think Portugal's kind of a bit of a dark horse. They're obviously in a tough group with France and Germany, but if they get through that, then in theory, a lot of this, what's baked in is that they may not advance through the group stage. But if they do, you might tip them to win another round or two. Jota it seems like he can score in bunches. He can get on some hot streaks and all that. So I kind of like that one. Here you just get into, a little bit with Yilmaz as well, I suppose, just in terms of maybe not a great chance of getting out, but playing 3 matches might get 3 goals, something like that. Origi certainly scored big goals in his career, but probably needs an injury or something to get more playing time. Gini's also scored some big goals for Liverpool, so and he'll certainly have the playing time. And then just down here, Mertens, veteran, but it looks to be coming off the bench, so the most affordable one of the bunch, but not sure he's going to pot too many. And here's a couple of veterans as well. So, again, back to that list, if we think it's going to be more of a year like this, or even if not, but there's certainly evidence of a team playing 3 matches and still, getting a couple goals. I mean, these guys have no shortage of goals in their career. So have a look at this. And then, the next one for me is the young player of the tournament. And I like this one because it's not just about goals. And I should, remind, if I didn't say it earlier, that it's not about winning the award. It has nothing to do with that. It's more just indicating which players are likely to have strong tournaments, or at least that the betting shops believe will have strong tournaments. And so strong tournaments give you a better chance of winning your Sorare tournaments through June, but also potentially increasing in value, both in Sorare in the marketplace, but also in their own career in terms of getting attention of bigger clubs, transferred out, more playing time, all of those types of things. So, again, top, these names, you don't need me to tell you that these are up and coming stars that if you have the money, certainly you can go get them. I like Zaniolo here of this kind of upper tier, certainly the most affordable. Italy's kind of just slightly below the sort of maybe first tier of clubs that could win the tournament. So they could certainly surprise, but they should be playing at least into the quarters, I'd imagine. So that could be a nice one. You could look at doing a stack even. So grab Torres and Morata or Immobile and Zaniolo. I don't know if you're so inclined. Then you have a club you can be cheering for through the whole tournament. These are pricey. As you'd imagine, young players command a big dollar. They've got, the majority of their career ahead of them. But as we get down, we find a little bit of value here. So, these 3 are kind of interesting to me. Kulusevski, definitely unlikely. Well, not necessarily unlikely, but might have a hard go of getting out of the group stage. Although I think they have Slovakia and I forget it now. Is it Turkey now? Let's have a quick look. Euro groups. It's not an impossible table to get out of. Sorry, I should have this prepared, shouldn't I? But there we go. So Spain will come out, but yeah, it'll probably be between them and Poland. So certainly a chance to get out reasonably well. And what we've seen is, he's been coming off the bench. So just the other day, he where is he here? Oh, wrong side. There you go. So he came off the bench and he did their match before. So it'll be interesting. I think they've got one more friendly coming up. So we'll have a look and see how he does. But certainly could impress. Damsgaard's kind of interesting. I have Denmark here. Didn't play a month ago. Didn't feature. He was on the bench. Never came on. But yesterday he came on for Poulsen. So Poulsen had drew level against Germany and then came off in the 80th minute, and then Damsgaard came on. So, potential super sub, potential someone to create a spark. And again, maybe not necessarily to win the young player of the tournament, but it's kind of less about that, but more just to show up well, that we'll see some increased value and increased attention through their career. And then Kabak, I think he's had a lot of attention over the last several months when Liverpool picked him up, kind of fell off. There's a bit of an injury over the last month. Liverpool, it looks like they've declined the option to buy. So he, where he ends up remains to be seen. And so I think his value is a little bit depressed because nobody knows where his future lies. Turkey are a decent side. They could certainly get out of their group. And they, let's see, where are they again? So hard to remember these things. Right. So Italy should get through. And then they're kind of, there's some strong sides here, but they're all sort of in the mix. I think Turkey might be the favorite of those three. So, I just think this could be somebody who, again, not going to win young player of the tournament, but just someone who could just show up well and really generate some interest in the summer here and to get them at that value. I think what we're seeing is just a bit of a deflation from Liverpool not sticking with them. So anyways, there you are. Have a look. You can play around with this. The link's below. And like I said, I'm not going to beg, but give me a like or something. It's nice. It's cool when I put this work in and all of a sudden I open it up and see, I've got 10 likes or 7 likes or whatever. I think my most so far is like 5. So anyways, hope you enjoy it. We'll talk again soon. Take care. Bye.